Alright, welcome back. I believe we're about to go to live with the knife round now in any moment. We are going to have COD4 rejects facing off against Delta 5 on Cash. This is a match in Group C, I do believe, and once again today I will be joined by Kervenji and Hamez.
Yo.
Yep.
This should be probably... We said the same thing yesterday about the Odin versus Acquire game, but this should be one of the closer games also that we are going to have in the early stages of this league, I would say. Hopefully we will see more than 16-6 coming in once again, but who knows. I believe the knife round will be going live now any moment. I was told that it was live on the actual server, and once again also apologies, the GoTV does still seem to be lagging a small amount. We are trying to fix it, we don't know what's wrong, and yeah, we aren't really sure what's causing it, to be honest.
Hopefully we get a good match.
It's not live, by the way. Lol. Yeah, I know it's not live.
Yeah.
Someone in chat says Jack says not live. I know it's not live.
This is one of the more exciting games we're going to see as well. I think has better players than a lot of the other matches we've seen already.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, over on the Delta 5 side though, I think they are basically just a mix. I don't think they put any practice in. Craig said he is just playing with the players for this, so same over on the COD4 rejects obviously, but I do think they have a higher caliber of players. That Whisk lad I believe plays for Reason, and then Tobin is a capable player, so is Nox, and indeed this is the knife round.
Let's go boys, sword fight.
Someone want to do sound effects? Shank, 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 shank.
Shing, shing, shing.
Shiv.
Cling, clang.
Yeah, looking... Actually, knife round could still go either way.
Oh,
Davey not able to clutch it out. Okay, so we have Ono, Tobin, AJT, Whisk and Nox over on one side. And over on the Delta 5 side we have Complex, Mezzy, Davey, Crazed and Frisk.
yeah, Nox's team will be going.
Oh, it's Rasta, is it? Like... My bad. I just saw the R. I swear that looks like a Reason logo. Hang on. I just saw the little R. That looks exactly like a Reason logo.
It's a sick logo though.
It is a nice logo.
There's full armor on the CTs. And for Davey, you have a smoke flash on, and Frisk, you have a smoke and a Molotov.
Is this live? They said live on 3 in console.
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it live? I'm confused. It's not live. It's
oh,
not live.
No, that's not.
Alright.
You don't know.
The players did seem to think it was live for a small while also.
Yeah.
We can just, as you can see, Tobin is just toxic, so.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to bust out to the left or the right.
I think this is going to be the exact same buys. Oh no, Tobin does get a kit and 2 flashes.
Yeah, I think they might have they believe that they might have slightly given away that strat, but I think they're doing the exact same strat. It is looking to just be based on the spawns, and as you can see, Tobin in connector. Yeah. Bit of a beast stack coming in and some aggression, but as you can see on the radar, there are a couple of terrorists that are going to be holding for this, and they're actually holding it really passively.
It's perfect. If any of the CTs go into the T-spawn area.
Frisk though, they're actually not watching the push for him, and that allows Frisk to be taken down for free by AJT, and now 2 of those UK players, they have gotten a lot of control over towards the middle. The bomb hasn't been spotted, as you can see, that's left outside of team main, and now 4 versus 5 in favour of the CT side. Crazed with the flank though takes down Whisk, and this evens it back out.
I don't think they knew it, but they could have walked straight into B. Those 2 CTs left the B side wide open. The CTs could have walked straight onto the B side.
Yeah, they should have had an idea there.
Yeah, now we're seeing an attempted A hit coming in. Complex going out a little bit early though. Didn't have his teammates coming in. Actually, the bomb has gone over towards B, and that site's completely open now. Davey on A though, he's going to have to get a little bit of work done to make it easier for his teammates, and he doesn't do so. That's Ono who takes him down now. Crazed and Mezzy in a 2 versus 4. They have the bomb planted. A little bit of a positive we can see now, but this will still be difficult.
Decent positioning.
Yeah, Crazed, he's not really in a position to support his teammate, as you can see, and indeed Mezzy will fall. The bomb is planted for B main, but the smoke has blocked them off, and I believe the defuse will come in here no matter what. Crazed can't do anything to stop it. He takes down AJT in the process. He may survive. He gets another. That's another 300 into the bank, and it's a little bit of a positive you can take out of that also. And now they did get the plant at least, so those 3 kills onto Crazed also gives him a lot more money, and that should allow him to purchase up and up into the next gun round, I believe, if he wishes to do so, which will be the following round.
Yeah.
Now just a full eco coming in.
Praised on the Deagle. Frisk on a P to 50.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be a door.
a lot of
All door.
SMGs coming in for the CT side.
Yeah. All door looks like for the T's.
Yeah. One thing I must mention is I don't like when this many SMGs are invested in. You can't really make the money back on all of them. The UMPs perhaps are okay because they're viable on gun rounds, but the MP9s, they're not really a great weapon when you're up against those rifles in Kevlar.
Oh. The mow down.
The blender we saw yesterday. on the
Yeah.
Inferno.
Yeah, Nox finishes it off and barely even any damage exchanged in that round there. AJT, the only one who was tagged, no one falls, and they may just opt to keep these SMGs into the following round.
2 MP9's not good against armored opponents. Oh, Tobin does upgrade.
I expect
Especially-
some sort of aggression to come in from
Yeah.
Whisk in a close range part of the map. He has just gone over towards B though. Checkers can be a good position to play it up close.
Like mid control coming out from T's now.
Yeah, and the CTs are also playing this quite heavily. And there we go, a Molotov will slow down Crazy. He runs through it anyway, he takes some damage in the process, and Davey actually burns to death. And that allows AJT to take down Crazed also, and not a good start by any means for Delta 5.
Look at the boost coming in from CTs as well.
And early on, just trying to
JT getting boosted.
play this confidence game early on. Oh no, taking down Frisk, and a knife actually comes in from Complex. Seems like it was a bit of a panic knife. Tobin might go down to that nade, and he does, and now Mezzi and Complex. They brought it back from a 2 versus 5 to a 2 versus 3. It is a winnable situation. The bomb will be able to retrieve it, and they do have over a minute on the clock, so plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, look at Whisk's positioning though if the T side is to go B.
I think he might get the two of them here. If he
Possibly.
lets one pass, he might get the two of them.
Oh. None of them are looking that direction.
Yeah, no. Mezzi
Oh
though.
no. Oh no.
Whisk didn't have the best weapon at all but for that situation by any means, and now looking to go into the B site. Complex taking down Ono, and now it's all onto Nox. The young Northern Irish player, will he be able to clutch it out? The HP on the Mezzi is quite low. Complex does have a Molotov to block off the heaven position, but Nox will be making his way in headshot anyway. Spots out Complex on the site, but now Nox's position is known, and actually Mezzi will be able to get the refrag. I was going to say this could be dangerous, he is low HP. Nox took one more in the process of attempting the clutch there, but the round will go in favour of Delta 5, but I don't think their buy is going to be all that strong, having to purchase all these weapons back up.
Yeah, Whisk really needs to get something done there. No 1-to-1 would have been a great situation with an SMG.
Yeah, and
Great only on a deagle here.
yeah, as we can see, both buys not very strong. Fairly even round here for both teams economy wise, and some aggression coming in early and mid there by Tobin with a P250, and Davey through the smoke catching out Whisk. He hasn't been having the best time. He might be able to get another. He does some damage onto Ono as he tries to fall back off. It's not that much, but does connect a small amount. Tobin on mid once again gets naded. Exact same position as the previous round, but this time he will just barely live, just about with 5 HP.
They mightn't expect this angle either. If they walk out, you could get at least one. I would expect them to get one.
Nox with some door aggression, takes on Complex.
Yeah, and that will even the situation back up. Does obviously still favour Delta 5 though. They do split up the CT defense slightly, but as I say, that Ono from Connector with that M4 able to get himself a double, and now it's only Frisk and Mezzi. We saw in the previous round, we did see that 2 versus 3 being 1, but slightly different composition of players this time as Frisk is alive instead of Complex, and now be interesting to see what these two players are able to do as now some B aggression comes in from AJT. He might be able to catch them off guard. Will Mezzi expect this? Mezzi will spot it out, but he's not going to be able to connect the shots. Doesn't connect quite enough, rather, is no Frisk. Last man standing, 1 versus 3. He might be able to get a bomb down if he catches AJT here fast, but he is also being flanked out, and a nice flash from AJT. Will also flash himself, but it does slow down Frisk, and there we go. The frag will come in, and now a reset straight onto the economy of Delta 5.
As well played from AJT there.
Yeah, really great job. Full eco from the T's. The money on the CT is still not great yet. If they try to win this round cleanly.
Yeah, interesting for Delta. Frisk will fully invest, the rest of his teammates won't. They are on a double eco, I believe, unless they get a plant down, but it's just interesting that one player decides to force while the rest don't. And it's interesting here, they do seem to be expecting some B aggression, as we can see them just waiting outside and Toxic, one holding back from B main also, but as we can see, Just two players playing fairly passive on the site. They know what they're facing off against. They don't need to push into these pistols.
Yeah, the CT's playing on the sites. No one in checkers, just waiting.
CT just smoked down again, waiting for the push.
Yeah, Whisk still has Molotov for the B push as well. They have to use it, so.
Alright, I've also just been informed that AJT is Aussie, so if you can remember to call him Aussie instead of AJT, that would be better. But yeah. And it's Ono also, so just trying to fix our pronunciation while we're just watching a bit of a stalemate here. It is an eco coming in from Delta 5, and they really aren't making any sort of a move at all. They're just sitting out in Toxic, and time's beginning to slightly run down on the clock, as we do see only 35 seconds remaining, and eventually they will have to go into this B site. They do start to be looking to make that move now.
Yeah, the molly does go down. Walking up to it. 25 seconds left.
Oh, hype.
And with how low this time is, this will just allow for the two CTs to just slow it down. And indeed, spray down coming in by Whisk. He gets a double. Tobin also chimes in, and now actually two frags somehow come out for favour of Delta, but it doesn't matter as the last player will now be finished off by Ono. But that's a fairly successful round, all things considering. But the problem is now, look at the economy for Frisk. The fact that he invested into that previous round really does damage his quite a lot. So we will indeed see one more eco coming in here. A couple of players able to invest into that Kevlar, Tech 9s and a Deagle onto Crazed. So once again, they're going to be looking to get as much work done with these as they can and maybe get a bomb down.
Who's opening for these?
Probably Crazed. I believe he picked one up earlier, didn't he? I'm not quite
too sure.
I think so.
I think I've seen Frisk up and also, and Davey. I've seen a lot of those players up, and I'm not quite sure who will be the main upper. I guess we will find out sooner or later. And anyway, this time it does look to be a bit of an A-hit coming in. Nox with a nice nade though. Doesn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it would. It actually hit off the corner of the A main entrance and went the other direction, doing a small amount of complex. And a little bit of a pop flash being set up here by Complex, I believe that is. And this will allow them to come out A little bit later, but a nice setup from the CTs allows them to play away from that flash, and here we go. Aussie starts it off well, gets a double. He will be traded by Davey though, and if they take down the player on site, they might be able to get a plant. They do indeed get that. Craze gets a second one dig.
Naughty Deeks.
And now he gets himself an M4. They do both have Kevlar also, something we must mention. Only half HP on the both players against the full on the CT side. And now Davey in a pretty good position. Needs to be careful though, a Molotov will force him out, and now this is getting dangerous. Unlikely he can get anything done, and indeed Tobin burns him to death, so this leaves Crazed now. Gonna have to pick up two more for that 4k and the clutch if he wants to win the round for his team. His shadow will get spotted out, and that allows Whisk to easily finish him off.
That was unfortunate for Crazy. He got two really nice dig kills in that round.
Yeah.
They're really, really nice. Open
Nice
up the round
shots.
for the twos.
He should have enough for an op now, if they really want it. Yeah, Mezzi
on the
does
up,
pick it
yeah.
up, yeah. Oh, Davey? Yeah, Davey has it. I'd like to see them try to get some picks at this, try to get a 5-4 advantage and work off that. Going for the body wall bang.
Yeah, no, Ono is actually picking up the op over on the CT side. I wasn't quite sure who would be doing it for this team either, but he is the one who's going to be going for it. And right now, just playing it passively over towards Connector on middle. And some A main aggression actually did come in over towards A. That was Aussie who's got himself a lot of control with a nice shot from Crazed. Able to take down Ono towards mid, and that's the op for the CT side dropped. It will be retrieved by someone, I'm not quite sure who yet, but another kill coming in for Crazed, and he's putting in some work in this round as he takes down Aussie.
Yeah, 5v3 now. The T should just regroup and go to a site together. This Craze just rushing onto the A line, gets taken down by Nox, and maybe not the smartest decision.
Yeah, not waiting for his teammates there, no chance for a trade, but now the A split is indeed coming in. Mezzi with the op manages to take down one, but he will get traded also by Tobin, and now as Tobin falls, that will allow the plant to come in, and it does leave Whisk on his own.
He's capable for this 3v1.
Yeah, Davey playing up really close in the smoke. If he gets taken down, it could become dangerous, but it doesn't matter. He takes down Whisk, and now a second round onto the board for Delta 5.
Yeah, two great entries there by Christ. Giving them the 5v3 advantage. Maybe shouldn't have run out on the site alone there, but still won the round in the end.
Yeah, perhaps got a little bit carried away after getting those two entry frags early on, but indeed. Will be buys coming in from both sides, of course, but look at the buy for COD4 rejects, and Davey won't quite connect. That was close. He almost actually had a double out of that. As now we are going to see a bit of a counter boost coming in. We can see 3 players getting close up on mid, and I don't think anyone's watching this. Mezzi needs to be careful. His side is exposed if those players go over. As
2
now,
players.
Complex, he might catch some aggression on the door. He does indeed. Takes down Nox, and now it will be caught out, that boost aggression, but they won't be able to get any frags of it. And now as Ono and Ozzy are able to take 1 each, it's beginning to fall apart, but not anymore. It's been saved. 2 frags coming in favour of Delta 5. Lives only Tobin and Whisk, and now those players both extremely split up. One towards B, one towards door, and the door player has been spotted. That's some info now for the T side.
2 of the T players are low. This is very possible for CTs to win this. Even though Tobin is only on a pistol, he could do this.
Yeah, it's the 5-7 as well. Whisk, a good position on B. They're going in together. Molly does come down on the site. Flash out. Flashes both of them. Takes down 2.
And somehow COD4 rejects come out on top of that.
Yeah.
Whisk putting in some massive work from the site.
That was well played under the pressure.
Yeah.
Hot flashed them and took out 2 as well.
And now, once again, reset. Not looking good for Delta 5, as every time they pick up a round, they aren't able to chain anything together, and that round definitely looked like one they should have been taken.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
4T's towards B main.
Yeah, but Davey has a potential chance to catch off this aggression by Ozzy, but he needs to be careful. He might get caught off guard while reloading, and he does indeed. Free kill for Ozzy, and he gets a lot of info. He hasn't spotted anything else in A main as now. It does indeed look to be a B hit. Only 1 player over towards B. That is Whisk, but he has a Molotov. He was about to throw it down. It could have been perfect, but now it's a little bit late as Kraze pushes in. He gets taken down. Complex also, and playing this headshot angle to perfection. Whisk just absolutely shuts down that B hit.
Yeah, Whisk playing really solid right now. B site.
He's doing really well under the pressure when they push in on B. The T's keep doing that as well. They keep building up around an area and just pushing it all together and just getting completely tore down like.
Indeed, but back onto the buy now. Delta 5 looking to try and build themselves up a little bit of a stronger half here as right now. Looking really good for COD4 rejects.
Yeah, more mid control looks like for the T's. Like someone's getting boosted. Yeah, Craze getting boosted.
Yeah, Crazed. He was successful up on this position previously, but I think he may have
out.
lagged out. That probably couldn't have been worse timing. And now Nox, he might get himself some free kills here. He does get 1, he spots out another, he does a small amount of damage. Crazed back somehow hasn't been spotted out quite yet, as Ozzy pushing into A main gets 1 more, and it really is falling apart for Delta 5. You could say this round was slightly unlucky, the timing on that player to go ahead and time out, but I think he is still timed out, and likely we will just see a pause coming in at the end of this round.
Yeah, very unlucky for Crazed. Still alive somehow though, it looks like he's back. No clue what's going on.
Yeah, he does indeed seem to be back now. Frisk toward mid though, able to catch off Tobin, attempted to work his way over that rafter, and Davey catches one also, and the CTs, they need to be careful not to give away this many frags. Nox is low HP also, and by no means now are Delta 5 out of this. It was unlucky early on to the round, but they've swung it back 180 now, and they do have a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
T's have 1 man in uses. I know in the middle. They seem to be going towards A now, building up again.
Yeah, and
there's only 1 man on A, so they should take this fairly easily. So the CTs will have to retake.
Yeah, Nox with this UMP though. Look how passive he's playing. He'll be able to get the info so much, and he should have heard these steps now. The smoke especially will give it away. And indeed, there will be a fast flank coming in. I believe that's Ozzy going for it as now. That player on site, Nox, he does manage to take 1, but he will get taken down afterwards.
Not a lot of time for the bomb to go down here.
Oh, the bomb.
Craze does get it, just about. Oh,
he actually will get denied.
Yeah.
And now
he's on another eco. Yeah.
Indeed. Forced straight back onto these pistols, and money wise they will be getting 2,900. They do have almost full money bonus, so they will be able to invest a small amount, some pistols and Kevlar, but now getting rounds is what's important as it's beginning to spiral out of control. You have to say though, the previous round slightly unlucky, that timing for Craze to time out.
Yeah, the rounds are definitely a lot more competitive than the previous games though.
Indeed. Mezzi now going to be going ahead and heading towards A, looking for a kill for himself. And we do see Ozzy up close to A main on them barrels. That can be a position that can be dangerous, especially against pistols. With Tone on mid, nice shot onto Frisk, and we do see also Ozzy taking down that player in A main. I did say it was dangerous, but it doesn't matter. He does win out that battle, and it's really fallen apart for Delta 5 now. Only 2 players remain. They were looking to get some kills into this round, perhaps damage the economy slightly of COD4 Reject, but it doesn't seem to be working out.
Yeah.
The problem for T's is every time they go slow, they get picked apart, and every time they go fast, they just get torn down. This is just not going well for them at all. They might have a better CT half though.
I think they get some picks at the op.
Yeah.
Haven't seen many of them from the T's. Many entries.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Ozzy here, he has a great flank, and indeed he finished off the remaining 2 players.
Yeah, I would like to see an op come out for the T's. Doesn't look like... Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Might just do another standard round. Oh, all going towards A main it looks like.
Whoa, yeah, that's a big bunch.
One player towards door.
Yeah, changing up the pace perhaps could be a bit of a good idea. We do see 2 players ready on A though, in good positions. That flash goes out, and now the damage coming in from Nox. He will actually only take 1. Did think down 2 more players, but now the trades will continue coming in, and eventually Delta 5 actually do come out on top of it. Whisk going for this flank though, looks to be making his way around through the door. And, oh no, he will be highway with an AWP.
Yeah, great trades.
Closing the door, that really could have foiled Whisk's plan. Now he will have to make noise as he comes out. He will have to open the door. Previously it could have been a really good position, but now the remaining 2 CTs look to make their way onto A. The position of Whisk is known. Ono over towards Forecast, also thrown out a smoke, so his position should also be known. Davey gets mollied out though, but it doesn't matter. He'll sit in the Molotov. He'll take that one fight, take out the 1 player, and this gives his 2 teammates a chance now. But Ono gets a second. All on to Frisk, but as time is running down, it should be almost impossible to lose this, and Ono doesn't connect a shot. If he hit that, he might have had it, but no, Frisk will win it.
Nice try by Whisk there. I mean, Ono, sorry. He hit that last shot, he would have won the round. It's crazy.
Indeed, that could
I
have
don't
been
know
a
whether
good
he would have got the defuse though.
No, I think
he would have.
I think he
because
would have.
we didn't get the oh no, you don't have time when he was defusing, so I believe there was just about time. He would have probably had it on the tick.
I think it's the right decision for the T's to force here. T's economy is still not that great.
So
yeah,
they aren't really forced. They did win the
My bad.
We did see a mid hit coming in there, and it's actually Complex who gets 2 onto the board. And 2 of the stronger players, Ozzy and Tobin, have been playing fairly well. But now they do look to just give mid control back up, and oh no, that allows him to push up really aggressive and get himself towards Vent, and it does look to be a B hit, so he'll be here for the fast rotate to try and support Whisk, who's currently playing on B site.
Yeah, good crossfire from the CTs on B.
And also Nox, he's pushed himself into A main, and this aggression, if they did decide to go back, would give him so much info, but it will also slightly make his rotate longer. And indeed, it looks to be a B hit now. Whisk in a position that perhaps might not be checked. He might be able to get at least 1 here. He does indeed. He takes down Crazed, and now the T is a little bit slow in on that attempt to come in and try and trade frag it, and that allows Ono to try and get them from Vent. He does indeed take 1, and Whisk finishes it off with a flash once again.
Yeah, that's perfect. Whisk is really good at keeping his Molotov late rounds. Something I'm noticing.
Yeah, great use of utility over towards B so far, whether it be them flashes when he was able to pick up that W with the double with the UMP, and when they're around, or using them Molotovs to slow down the eco rushes, or just late hits. And now, once again, a force buy will have to come in from Delta 5, Tech9s and Kevlar, and it looks like we are just going to see a straight up B rush this time. Whisk on his own, playing up close in checkers, could be a little bit dangerous, but he somehow gets a second through the smoke there onto Crazed, and he won't be a happy man after that. He does type lol into the chat. He's aware that Craze probably pretty tilted from that, as now Frisk actually catches out Ono over towards the vents.
Yeah, another 3v3.
And these Tech9s up closer, they can be pretty dangerous. Ozzy coming in for the flank also. We will have a 3-pronged retake coming in here. 1 from B main, 1 from Vent, and Tobin looks to be making his way towards Heaven. A Molotov though, not going to clear any corners out. No player currently situated in that position, as now Frisk gets himself a second, but he will get traded out by Nox, and now it's Mezzi versus Nox in a 1 versus 1. Mezzi's position is known, and he peeks out with the Tech9 at long range. That perhaps wasn't the best idea, and he will fall, and this hands in an 11th round over the COD4 Reject.
You didn't really need to pick that at all. That was a bad idea.
Yeah, perhaps taking that long range battle with the Tech 9, not really what it's favoured in.
Last round of the half.
Yeah,
With the
no.
bias for the tees.
Delta 5, they really do need this round along with the pistol round if they want to start building a bit of a comeback, and they really haven't been playing all that bad. The rounds have been quite close. The scoreboard doesn't really show exactly what the game has been like.
Definitely.
There's now some A main aggression coming in by Ozzy. He gets flashed in by a teammate, spots out Mezzy, but he's not going to be able to get the frag. Does only a small amount of damage, but Whisk also went aggressive on B, and this position wasn't being watched. That's a free frag for him. Indeed, though. Delta 5 have taken mid control, but it doesn't really matter when you're losing all your players. Nox taking down one more. Complex, he may be able to finally trade one back out, but they aren't really aware where these CTs can be. They've pushed so aggressive on every single part of the map, and no towards mid takes down Frisk also. Now it's all onto Complex. Retrieved himself an M4, but he is down to 50 HP, and he has 4 players to find, and Nade chips his HP away slowly a little bit more, gets himself a double, 2 more to find. If he can get Ono here, he has a chance. Will he get Ono? He will indeed. Now they need to be careful. Only Nox, but he only needs to connect one bullet, and he will do so.
Yeah, nice shot by Complex.
The last 2 games I've casted, there's been possible 4v1s, and I've just thrown them away in the last kill. And it annoys me so much. I get so like enveloped in like the 4v1 that it can happen. It just stops. This doesn't happen.
Indeed, but now it's not really over by Delta 5 right now. If they pick up the pistol, they will get themselves a chance. They could potentially get themselves up to 5 or 6, depending on whether the terrorists get a plant on the pistol round. But no. This will be probably the most important round of the game for Delta 5. We did see them pick up the first pistol round, I do believe. No, actually they didn't. They picked up the first gun round, so I was wrong. So it can be very difficult, especially if you don't pick up a pistol round. So picking this one up, indeed, as I mentioned, going to be extremely important. And I'd like to see what way they're going to approach this. Looks to be one player over towards B. One going over and out to join him. And over on the T side, it looks like we are going to see a bit of an A split coming in through door and M main. Only 2 players on A to hold this, and they are playing up quite close. That position from Davey can be very difficult to hold against Glocks from. As now indeed flashes and smokes coming out. Davey gets one though. He has support from Frisk. Will they be able to do it? Frisk, he has a lineup. He's not able to do more than one though. That's a bit of a problem, as now the CTs, they're slowly falling. Mezzy in a bad position here, being slightly trapped in between players, and Ono with a double.
Crisp.
Swift.
Crisp.
Crisp clean lock.
That kill name was very, very crisp, I want to say. Very shit, so Ono. Or Ono. What is it? Ono?
Ono, yeah. On and then O.
Yeah,
I thought it was Ono at first also, but yeah. And AJT is Aussie, so they're the only 2 players who are fake nicking. Well, Ono isn't fake nicking, it's just a bit of a confusing name to pronounce, and looks like we are just seeing mid control coming in from the T side. Taking these longer ranges with the weapons can be good, but there is a player hiding at sandbags. This might not be checked. Mezzy with the C set gets one. Aussie though does get trade, but in the process does get dinked down, so some nice damage coming in from Mezzy.
Not really sure what the teams are doing. Just holding positions.
They're very split up at the moment. They're coming together towards mid. Looking to B split, I think.
Yeah, going towards B. Maybe HET might lurk. Late round. Yeah, the CTs know it's B now.
Indeed, and this is where it gets a little bit hard to hold. But Cray starts it off well. Aussie though, they weren't expecting this lurker to be holding here. As Crazed and Frisk, they really are shutting down this B site, and now it's only Aussie, the player who got dinked down previously.
He's only 6 HP as well. This isn't looking good for him.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult as time is indeed also running down. That player in headshot, that's crazy. He needs to be careful. His teammate's low. If he falls, it could be dangerous. The longer he can stay alive for the better, and it doesn't matter. He peeks out, gets the headshot, and now he should be able to retrieve himself an AK also, and a Galil for Frisk. And that's a good pick up there by Delta 5. Very important.
Curry's in some nice shots this game. Good to see. The T's will be forcing. Skills and Tech 9s. Looks like just splitting up, looking for picks, possibly.
Yeah, not an approach I really like when going up against rifles when you only have pistols, but so far they have been winning their aim battles quite a lot. Perhaps they can do so with the pistols. They won't really be favoured in the battles, though, is one thing I must mention.
Yeah.
As now Mezzi catching out that player towards middle. That was Ozzy who now falls. Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Dead now.
Mr. Worldwide. Mr. 305.
And knocks. A nice little pop flash out in the peak out dart. Doesn't actually flash anyone up, but changes a small amount of damage onto Complex. Grace needs to be careful here playing against fire with that deagle on Ono, but he does get the headshot himself, and Complex gets another frisk in a little bit of a sneaky spot there, hiding that back checkers. Gets down one, but will he expect Tobin to be over towards site? He won't really, but he will fall. Gives that M4 over to Tobin now, and likely won't really be able to save this with the amount of time that is still remaining. And we see the CTs are going to be pushing over towards him. He doesn't have control of the bomb though, but I don't think the CTs know where it is either. As Tobin gets himself another, and they need to be careful here. They can't really afford to lose too many weapons. They only lose 2 in the round. That's not too bad, and they do get that M4 back.
Yeah, the T should be on a full eco now. Could be. Must be something crazy.
Yeah, definitely should be a full eco here, so we likely will see some sort of a rush. And we see the 5 M4s also onto the CT side, or rather the 4 M4s in that AK. Full rifle buy. So we should see a shutdown coming in here easily enough. Molotovs onto basically every player, and it is indeed a B rush coming in from the T side. The smoke goes in, but it's a little bit late, and they've got forward pass. Then knocks with the headshot onto that player, and headshot. And now Frisk, he's going to have a bit of a challenge here, and indeed he only gets 1 before falling to Tobin. And now this is where it becomes difficult for the CT side. These close angles, but Ozzy getting a little bit of a fright there from Whisk as he comes around back through CT and takes a bit of health off him, but still favoured over towards the T side. And this is going to be difficult for Mezzi, Davey and Complex to retake, but Davey somehow catching out Ono over towards mid, and the second one, and now it's all going in favour of the CT side. Ozzy, what can he do? He can't do anything. He does hit the headshots on his teammates, but not on the enemies apparently.
Yeah, it's very hard to hold against players with no armour.
Yeah, we did see the aim punch there. It was a pretty big factor.
Yeah. Fairly difficult.
And now, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a possible comeback? Do you believe in Delta 5?
Yeah. I believe.
I believe, just because I want to see a closer match than I did the other games. But I think they could. I think they could. I think they could do it.
And now an op coming in on Cray is not the player we saw up and on the T side, but a very, very capable opper. And it'd be interesting to see what he goes ahead and does with this. He did look early for a pick over towards B, but as we can see, no terrorists currently over there. And they do all seem to be situated over on the A side of the map, looking to get make control over this boost also. And Mezzi in a nice position on sandbags, able to take down Whisk early on. This is an advantage now for the CT side. Craze needs to be careful. Doesn't want to hand this away to Ozzy. Has now COD4 rejects. Let's see what they're going to go ahead and do, as they do work from a man disadvantage early on into this round.
Teams are very split up. They've got 2 people at very right side of the map and 2 people towards B. They're pushing into B though at the moment.
Yeah, maybe Ono and Tobin might attempt a fake. Well, attempt one. Might not be very convincing, but yeah, Ono does get the first kill.
Yeah, and Trade's coming in as Ozzy takes down Craze on the site. And how does he get that frag onto Frisk? I don't know how that happens. And he does a lot of damage onto Mezzi also before falling. And this has actually put it back in favour of COD4 reject somehow. And now Davey and Mezzi. This is going to get a little bit difficult indeed. They only have 1 nade to work with. A nade on the Tobin, it doesn't do much damage though, only 3. And now it gets really difficult for the remaining 2 CTs, and Molotov still on the Tobin also, some utility to work with. They do have 1 more on the Ono as Tobin takes down Mezzi towards Heaven, and Davey now, I think he might have just given up. No, he will actually go ahead and relocate around towards Heaven. He does definitely still have a chance into this, but Ono in a great position. Will he expect this? He won't, and now great round coming in by Ozzy somehow. I don't know how he managed to pick up that frag onto Frisk at the back of the bomb site.
Yeah, Frisk definitely should have that kill. 100%. There's no way Ozzy gets those 2 kills.
Indeed.
Unreal.
That round, they're very, very valuable for Delta 5. It would have been. It would allow them to start building up the comeback, and now they're forced onto a force buy, and 1 round off match point for COD4 rejects. Double up coming in though on Davey and Mezzi. 2 players we haven't really seen up and too much. Davey took it up a little bit over on the T side. Mezzi, we haven't seen him on it yet. Let's see what he'll be able to do. As Tobin out mid, 1 tap on the complex.
1 tap.
Oh, no tap.
You must say though, that 1 tap from Tobin onto complex, it looked very simple. Didn't really stream to struggle with it at all, as he might be able to get 1 more over towards A. Davey brought down to 40 HP, but he's 1 versus 4 now.
4v1, 4v1, 4v1.
Yeah.
Oh, I see 1.
Similar to his name as now. He will indeed fall to Nox, and that's an AK for the T side if they want it, and it is indeed match point 1 off of taking this map and the victory in this series. It is only a best of 1 to remind everyone.
With the bike coming from the CTs, just pistols, sure pistols. Not looking good at all. T's are hitting their shots.
I think they're going for a fast A this time rather than a fast B.
Yeah, it does look like they know what they're up against. They know they're only up against pistols, but once again, actually, I think they will send one up over boost as they go for a bit of an execute. That boost player can just cause a little bit of a nuisance towards mid, and Davey starts it off well onto Tobin. Will be traded by Whisk though. Now, A site. The bomb should be going down. There is still a player alive on forklift. Look at that. He gets one. Mezzi chimes in also, but as Complex gets traded, it brings it back down to only a one-man advantage for Delta 5.
Definitely winnable for CTs, but 2 AKs.
They need to see together and trade
Yeah.
if they want to win this. And it doesn't look
That's a-
like that's happening. So
Yeah, and this
Good kill
retake
scout.
attempt looking quite disgruntled, I must say, as it's beginning to fall apart. 2 versus 2 now, and no kit on the CT side, no utility, weapon disadvantage, and that weapon disadvantage coming into play as Nox and Ono take one each, and there we go, another 16-6, and so far we are continuing this trend of every single game in this league just being an absolute smash. You
I
have
was definitely expecting more of a game.
We have to remind you that this game, along with 2 other games, the Odin and Acquire and the Fox Gaming versus Transition CS, have actually, they're all drawn for for first place of being the closest games so far in the league. So 16-6, we may as well start calling this a close game at this point.
yeah, that's as close as we're gonna get. If it think of it this way, they both have 6. That's as close as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
That's as close as I see it. They both have 6.
And yeah, we must. It was closer than the score suggests. We do have to say. Delta 5, they did kind of mess up a couple of rounds they shouldn't have messed up. They did get a lot of close rounds that they just barely lost, but then again, a lot of the rounds they won were also so close that they did immediately get recessed, so you can kind of say it both ways.
Yeah, I think the aggression, COD4 rejects really caught the T's out on majority of the rounds.
Yeah, COD4 rejects definitely came into that game with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
And well, once again, thanks to everyone who did watch. We're just going to go ahead and play that quick advertisement, the Mince one, the T-Pain one, and then we'll go ahead and turn off the stream. Hopefully we'll be back for more games soon. I don't think I'll be here tomorrow. I think there is a game tomorrow, but I don't think it'll be me casting it. Hopefully we do get someone to do it. As now, thanks once again for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.
See you guys.
Yeah.
What's good, everybody? It's your homeboy T-Pain. Let's take a look at some cool stuff. Here we go. Boom! Catalyst mints. You know what these are? Energy mints. Amazing. You didn't think I was going to say that, but they are. Tell you a little something about this. Vitamin B, packed with it. Caffeine, packed with it. You know what it's not packed with? Sugar. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. You don't want calories. There's no calories in this. It's amazing. It's for your long gaming sessions after that weird date at Taco Bell. You don't want that. You want to be energized. Pop a mint, breath is good, and your energy is up. You know what's even cooler? You can either buy it like this, 1 pack, or you can buy the whole case. You can play Pulp Fiction with it. You can do a lot of stuff with this. So if you feel like getting arrested in the airport, then buy the whole case. It's a briefcase full of pills. Take a choice. Put it in there like that, boom. Now you're on your way. Catalyst Mints is the energy mint. I'm gonna need you to come take 6 of these. Pour them in your mouth, just open up the